I'm Will, he, him, and I play Moxie, she, her.
I'm Sarah, she, her, and I play Freya, she, her.
I'm Steve, he, him, and I play Aura, he, him.
I'm Imi, she, her, and I play Amaya, she, her.
I'm Mike, he, him, and I'm playing Eugene Bannatyne, he, him.
I'm Ruthie, she, they, and I play Sentinel/Jax, they, them.
I'm Charlie, he, him, and I'm your DM. Do you like dice? Do you like accessories for your dice? Well, then you need to go to Dice Legion, and with Role Models 10 as your discount code, you can get 10% off. So, when last we were all together, lots of chaos.
Well, we weren't all together.
The last time.
Oh, yeah, when last we were all together, Sarah wasn't here.
We weren't all together. We're tired, gang.
Yeah, we are.
Daylight savings.
Damn farmers.
He says in a barn. Okay, so quick recap. You guys are in the city of Delnori, and you've made a lot of friends. You made a couple of enemies, and a few things happened last time. You were on a bit of a research trip. You found out loads of stuff about history. One of the things was Onru, the Labyrinthine, some seal crafting. There was some artificing. There was some stuff about Zarlumai for Aura, and some things about the Opari. And during that week, Eugene found another one of his secret caches, inside which was the body of a TLR, which Moxie communicated with. And you found out a little bit more information about the TLR. And over that week, you grouped together, you spent a day each searching for this fragment of a map that the Oddmium Trist pirate crew employed you to find, and you successfully found it. It had the other half of an inscription on the back that I think we've read out in whole. And so you came away from the library with the map and a load of information. Meanwhile, there was an archway somewhere in the city. Well, it's underneath the canals of Skur Street, and you know that the Touch Lotus Thieves Guild are plotting with Dolan Christophane to open that archway again, fix it, open it, and go into the place beyond, into one of these burrowings, and to find artifacts called Shivers. And you know that they are using them to somehow make Christophane immortal in some way. And that is about where you are. The end of the last episode, there was a bit of chaos in a bar in Rippers. The magic mushrooms were taken. Bad trips were had.
That was no good trip. Do we have any left?
I think you do. I'll have a look at how many.
How many doses?
I don't want to do it again.
I want to try and get a good trip because that was a bad time.
In a good state of mind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair. Jax was not.
No. In fact, yeah, Jax ended up having a fight with a random guy who appreciated it in the end. You know,
loved that for me.
Had a good little fight, and
Maya almost got everyone killed.
And Maya pulled a knife, but then went on a little walk with Sentinel at the end, and that is where we will pick up. So the last thing that was said, just in case Freya, you probably won't know, you are meeting Detrius Cabal at dawn to go onto the Oddmium Trist, whether you're going to give him the map, show him the map, whatever. But that was the plan. She said to meet him at docks at dawn to show him the map.
Does this world have daylight savings?
No.
Good.
Thank you.
Hell no.
Dawn is hard enough.
Yeah. So you are, unless anyone's doing anything in between, you wander back late at night across the Plaza District. You make it to the Night Mountain. You go upstairs. Some of you a bit worse for wear, and you go off to bed. But with that, and obviously if anyone's got anything, let me know. We will rewind briefly For
1 week.
Freya, yeah.
Costume
So
change.
during your
We're
research
all wearing
week,
the same clothes every day.
I have an outfit change. I bought clothes.
so
I did not.
obviously everyone who did their research during the downtime, they got a little lore dump, and you weren't here, so we didn't see the point in giving out lore when you weren't here. So, if I remember rightly, I'll get the rules up just in case. You are basically going to roll an investigation check, but you have a couple of effects. So this is for your whole in-depth research of 5 days. You don't have to spend the 50 gold minimum because you got it for free. You can, as Aura did, spend 100 gold GP.
Golden piss.
You can spend 100 for +1 bonus up to a maximum of 6.
You have 100 gold.
I do.
You are in a well-stocked
Two cool
library,
shots.
so you already get advantage because you're in a well-stocked library. I believe that was what we did, wasn't it?
I thought it was +1.
+1 for the well-stocked library, advantage for
Things
Nicholas.
helping.
Yeah.
That's it.
Really
So you
good.
already have +1 and you have advantage.
Can I
Oh, and
guide
you are.
myself as well?
You can guide yourself.
You didn't let all.
Repeat.
I didn't
Because it
let
was
Aura
like-
because
'cause it's
it's
over a week.
it's like a whole week's thing. So
Yeah,
it's
but I
not.
can just guide myself every time I look in a book.
Can Aura?
every,
Can you
like,
guide yourself at
please.
will at any point?
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
I was asking,
You were asking
Freya if
for-
she
yeah.
could guide me.
I'm sitting over his shoulder like,
Yeah.
do
See,
it. You can do it.
See, Freya wouldn't have been able to guide Aura,
But you
especially
could
if
have
Freya was guiding herself because they're reading at the same time.
Isn't how long does it last?
It's the next roll.
So it's only it's like
It's
6
like
seconds.
10 seconds, I think. Oh, hang on. It might be a minute. I might have made that up.
If it's a minute,
If you're doing it every 6 seconds whilst researching.
if it's a minute, I'll say yes because you can you could like strategically do it throughout your week.
I'm pretty sure. It's up to a minute.
Okay. Okay, so going forth in long checks, if you can cast it yourself, then you can get it, but you can't get it for everyone over a long period because you just can't do that, right?
You just can't do that.
Okay, you can't. So,
Tyrant of a DM. You just can't. Is there any reason? Is there any reason for that? No, I just don't want you to.
no, you can. Okay, the reason is that she can cast on herself
OP.
whenever. Yeah. Well, yeah, also that.
Going round.
So the research subject was, and correct me if I'm wrong, it was mentions of Zephyr, the disciple, and that kind of stuff across a broad spectrum of things.
things. Yeah, like if there are any other like culty type things popping up around the country.
Oh, no.
Did you send her the stuff from the TLR? Because that was also some Zephyr stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got
Aura
that.
sent me some of it.
Cool.
yeah.
Because that's not fair to give her the same law that we already got.
Oh no, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
So am I rolling two?
an investigation check. You have advantage, and you have +1 for the well-stocked library and your guidance. So
That's a lot of numbers. Ooh, that's good. What was it? Investigation. Okay, I got 20. Oh my god, maths. 26.
okay, nice. Very good. Okay.
We find out their real names.
Yeah.
So when it comes to cults, you quickly realise that this is a subject that going in kind of scattergun approach with looking for cults is just not going to work. So you then focus on the names, Zephyr, mentions of the last disciple, which is also quite a broad term. So you do struggle. You struggle at the beginning, and then you start cross-referencing things that are associated with the last disciple, with the name Zephyr, and you with things like cross-referencing them with things like the 1,000 seals, metal prosthetics that you remember that he has, marbled skin, old magic. Well, you know he has a metal arm.
I forgot that he had a metal arm. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Marbled skin, old magic, seal magic. And with these terms, along with the phrase the disciple, you find something. You find a report of a scholar of seals from the Age of Ascension about 5,000 years ago. The book is in pretty bad shape. It is in Old Basilman. Do you read that? It's basically Elvish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's a dialect of Elvish. and it talks about something called the slumber of the last disciple. And it goes on to say, after the dust settled on the great unbinding, the moment of creation had come to an end, and the moment of duration had begun. The world was forever changed, scarred by these events. The Edge, a dark, half-buried sun on the southern horizon. Chrysalem, the crystal palace of the Eurakos, now a glass desert. The races flocked to the surviving Eurakos and sought guidance. But the Eurakos, who had not changed themselves to survive outside the moment of creation, were dying. Soon, only the crest coils remained, and from the unbound vaul that poured from them and the motherless Everane, creatures began spawning. It was the last act of the Eurakos creation, of them, but not by their design. Chaos boiled over, untrammelled, and abominations writhed from entangling energies, and they hid. The fluxes of Everane coiled and formed those which the balance of the entanglement now demanded. It was in this strange world, thousands of years ago, that the disciple walked his pilgrimage. He was a human, or humanoid, but he was unidentifiable in race. He was the last disciple to a mysterious entity that had no names, and came to be called the Word Eater and the Void. After the great unbinding, the last disciple's pilgrimage took him through worlds, and there were sightings of him, a skeletal man with marbled skin, half his body shining metal, covered in hieroglyphics. It was rumoured that he searched for his god, that the being he had become bound to had tried to escape the entanglement and was instead destroyed by the Eurakos, and at the hand of a great warrior crest coil. He searched the worlds for a way to contact his god, and then shortly before the Age of Ascension, he disappeared. It is not known where he went. Many believed he found his god, some believed he died or fell into a great sleep. Others say he hid in a small world, finding solace in a fragment of a dimension. But what is certain is that he was never seen again. And because you rolled so well, you also find out another piece of information. That much later, there was a mention of the last disciple long after the author had previously the author of the previous tome had long died. It's dating 1,780 years ago, which is pretty soon after the Graven Crisis came to an end. And it was at the hand of the ones above that it came to an end. And it was around the time the Isildian War broke out between the Isildians and the Vidaeans. And this is a small reference in a binder of folk rumours collected at the time. It was kind of a collection of thoughts of the peoples during this kind of crazy time. After the Graven Crisis, there's this new civil war that's breaking out. And one of these rumours was said by someone in a village. It said, "The limping disciple was seen nearby again. The last disciple, he's called. On his way through this godless place, he chose to stay for a time. He walks like an elder, like his body was brittle, but he has the face of a young man. We were told to leave him to his sadness, for he cannot be helped. He searched for the pieces of terror to rebuild his only friend." And that is what you get. So, unless you have any questions that I can answer, we will...
What are the pieces?
I mean, I can't answer that.
Who is his friend?
What is happening?
Who's he the disciple of?
A guy!
Okay, so we will...
Can I just clarify one thing? It was when the Edge came into existence. It was 10,000 years, right?
Yes.
That's okay. I just
I'm pretty sure you know now that the Edge happened.
Yeah.
It was like either because of or something as a result of the Great Unbinding.
Yeah.
Then we will spin back to. You guys are going to bed in the Night Mountain. Some of you are a bit drunk.
I'm good.
You
I just threw a
snoozing?
knife.
You tried to.
We got...
Yeah, how are we
we're
feeling?
fine because we got cured from poison. So
Oh, yeah, so we're good.
Oh, yeah,
we're doing great.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You're not even going to hang. Okay.
I'm contemplating my childhood though, because now I'm just like, Persephone was my favourite toy, and Persephone tried to attack me. I had a flopsy bird coming for me, and I'm not happy about it.
Unprecedented.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, and you these thoughts swim around your head before they're replaced with whatever Gnome dreams of. Fancy parts. And sweets.
I've got a thing, maybe. Might be confusing with time.
Mm-hmm.
How old would I guess that Enthor is?
So you know he was obviously older than the Edge.
Yeah.
And you know that from your research in Zarlumai that there was a Crest Coil who ruled Zarlumai, or at least guided Zarlumai's people before the Great Unbinding. Tell you what, roll a history check.
16.
Okay. Anything that happened you kind of, and I would say that you all have gathered this from your whole week of research into history. Anything that happened before the Great Unbinding, time is difficult to measure.
Yeah.
Because there was something, this Great Unbinding, the shift of moments from creation to duration, which I've said a few times, that when it was in a moment of creation, time was it was harder to measure, so it's very difficult to say. You could get a rough estimate if you found out.
I know he said he had spent more of his life in the Edge than out of it.
Yeah, so you know he's been in there at least 10,000 years.
He's old.
That's a long time.
And
Yeah, but he could have gotten in just before his 10,000th birthday.
Yeah, clock watching.
where I'm going with this is, I came out of the Edge, and he was the one that chucked me out. If I was from Zarlumai, that fell 10,000 years ago, so I was probably in there for the majority of, I was in there for 9,994 years. And that's how much time's passed out there. And it's just like, so I've been out for 6 years, and it's like, there's obviously a difference in the speed of time.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't know for certain, but your math adds up with you being 10,000 years old.
Old as
Yeah.
well.
Are you trying to work out when your birthday is?
The thing is,
birthday episode.
if there was a spell that, say, lasted a day out here, would it cover, say it was 10 times, it would cover the last 10 days in the Edge?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That's cool.
I mean, you just don't know how
it would work.
Yeah, because you don't know because what you're saying is, does time work differently in the Edge? Like, I was in there for a couple of years, or outside it was 10,000.
So if I'd been out for 6 years, it's probably been 7 or so months in there.
Or, because you don't know, your body was preserved and the Edge, you were suspended in the Edge for that much time. It's just you have no idea.
Could have been some suspended animation bullshit.
Yeah.
Because you don't remember how long you were with Enthor either.
Yeah.
Because going back through the Edge,
so I was just wondering, if I cast a spell out here on something in there, would the duration be tied to where I am or where the other end of the spell is?
Usually, I mean, time is relative, right? So if you wanted to get into that later when you've got crazy magic, we can get into it.
I've got crazy magic now.
One thing you know is that if you know people as an Edge Watcher who went into the Edge and they were never seen again.
Yeah.
And no one ever comes out. You're one of the only people that was ever recorded to just fall out.
Okay, this only cost me 200 gold, so I'm going to try it.
Oh, we have to expense everything, you guys.
Yeah.
No, we're not expensing that.
I'm in the same room.
You're about to burn 200 gold.
I already bought it. I was weighing up what to do with it. And I'm going to get out the greatsword.
Okay.
And
your broken sword.
Yeah. And I'm going to use that as a belonging of Enthor and cast Earwig on Enthor.
Okay.
and see
he's
if
got
I
his
get
jar.
10 days worth of messages instead of one.
That's smart.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I love
Okay.
this.
So I'm assuming actually, I would have probably checked with Moxie and other magic people.
You can do that before.
Like, if sending was a spell, like back then, because obviously magic was different because it's tied to the sending spell.
I don't know if I'm smart enough for that.
Moxie?
Wait, what? What's the question?
If something existed then.
And like,
If magic works
and
in
I'm
the same
guessing
way 10,000 years ago.
Earwig would have been more recent than sending because it's tied to listening in on a sending spell.
Surely if it works now, then it'll work.
Yeah. But it's then like, if Enthor used sending back then, or someone else was sending messages to him, and they didn't know about Earwig, they wouldn't know not to use sending if it was sensitive stuff.
And what's going to cost you 200 gold?
It was the Earwig that I bought.
Oh, so you
I
already
paid
bought
200,
it. Oh,
Yeah,
I
he
see.
bought the earwig in the jar.
Okay.
And we were like, why did you buy that?
How deep
And
does your lore go?
How deep is your love? How deep
Okay.
is your love?
Yeah, you can give it there.
And I believe I don't have the spell written down, I've just
you wanna
got
send it?
Earwig.
You have the item, not the spell, right?
Yeah, I have the item.
So I'll read it to you because it might change your mind anyway. It may not. It is an earwig preserved in a drop of amber in a jar. You place it within. You place within the jar something that belongs to the target. Hair
It's in
or,
pieces, it's fine.
hair or blood of the target has a 10% fail rate. A close item like a piece of their clothing or bedding or something of great significance has a 25% fail rate. And something that belongs to them has a 50% fail rate.
It might be a 50%.
Is it 25?
It's either a 50 or a 25.
25%.
And I'll read you the rest of the spell.
Yeah.
You target one creature as specified below, and you choose one language you wish to hear their messages in. You roll a d100 to see whether or not it fails or succeeds. On the success, the earwig eavesdrops on the target, speaks aloud all the messages the target has broadcast or received using unencrypted magical means, such as a sending spell or sending stick item, over the last 24-hour period. The language you specified, you're aware the original language that the message was sent in. If the target creature was on a different plane when any message was sent or received, then you roll another d100, and on a 50 or lower, any messages sent or received to them is garbled nonsense. So there will be
It's like
potential.
a
There's a big chance.
75%
Yeah.
chance of it being.
I don't speak garbled nonsense.
I
Do you?
What else you
What
can
about
use?
comprehend languages?
No, it just doesn't. It just doesn't work. It's like
Okay.
it's a miscommunication.
Yeah.
So they will I will say you know that the edge could potentially trigger that part of the spell.
Yeah.
So you know that there will be at least a 50% fail rate on this.
Yeah, I just don't know whether the sword is just a belonging or a close item. I'm guessing close item because he gave it to me, maybe.
If it's just a belonging, then it will be a 50% fail rate at the beginning and then a 50% fail rate after.
I'm gonna go.
What else are you going to use it for?
Um,
It'll be real good if it works.
Yeah. Yeah, like there's not. I did think about saving it for Dolan, but I think he would be too smart.
So
I'm just gonna, just before I do it, I'm gonna sort of like zone out into the meditation and
I'm not
just
again.
sort of like reach out to him and just say, I'm gonna try something. I hope this works. And like, just in case, well, I know there's no like roll to save, but like if there was, just like don't save against this.
okay. So roll a d100 and anything above a certain number
Yeah.
will be a fail.
17.
Okay. The earwig. So you place a fragment of the sword
Yeah.
into
I'll
the
just
jar.
like shove it in the top of the jar.
And yeah,
Ow.
the earwig kind of starts rustling in the amber, and then it cracks outside of the amber and starts sort of crawling over the shard.
Visceral.
Okay, and then roll another d100.
Oh man, it's good, but it's bad.
Oh no.
It's 69.
He's gotta have it. You gotta let him have it. That's the rule.
That's the one number.
We didn't write them. It's just the rules.
Take a picture. Have you picked up?
I picked up.
The dice say it.
Don't do this.
The earwig trembles, and you hear unintelligible, garbled noises.
You have no
I'm
joy
sorry,
in your
guys.
life.
That's this.
You could do it the other way around. Yeah.
I said the beginning is whatever above.
Can we cut that bit out?
It's also the best.
So the other one with a fail then.
I for one want to hear the garbled nonsense.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah,
do it.
all right, I can
at
give you
least
that.
do that.
How many messages does he send?
No, that's a good point. One thing you do find out is that it's not 10 days worth of communications. So, or whatever it was, the multiplication.
You're just there for 10 days. Like, make it end.
Yeah, so there's a few.
If it was one day, he contacted me like the day before. didn't he?
So you hear enough that reminds you of your own communications with him, but it's garbled. Like
It was what?
I write that down.
and there's like a lot of kind of almost static coming from this thing, like its legs rubbing together, like a cricket, I would say roll an intelligence check.
This is going to be good.
We love our smart, strong boys. But
8.
You're pretty sure that the length of the message mirrors what you heard from Enthor when you last spoke to them. And there are no other messages that you hear.
Okay, cool. So it's sending me. Sweet.
and he's also not cheating on you. So that's cool to know.
Or you at least
I was hoping for something like, oh, I spoke to him, he's going to look into it. What do you want me to do now? Just hang out here and stop the world dying?
I don't know. It was a tough roll. 250s.
Was I asleep whilst you were doing this?
169.
Probably screaming about Persephone.
Yeah, I'm not really aware of what you're doing then. Is there any noise to this? I don't hear the garbled.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Oh.
What you don't know is that while Aura casts spells, he screams.
He speaks in tongues.
It's like scratching, garbled noises. Imagine a tiny little insect mouth replicating, a voice. Yeah.
It's really funny visual.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah, unlucky.
Okay,
So-
He speaks in Morse code.
I mean, it got me some information.
Lucky for you.
What is it you're doing there?
Oh,
I'm half asleep.
You know that bug I bought from Grundle?
It made you speak in tongues, I believe.
Yeah, I tried to listen to Enthor's messages. That was the bug repeating them. But I think it was what
Is that
he
how it's
said to
supposed
me
to
the other
work?
night. I think
How
you're
do you
supposed to
know?
be
Do
able
you speak that language?
You're supposed to be able to understand them, but if it goes across a different plane of existence or different world, then
Did you get a receipt for that item? It didn't work.
I've already claimed it on the expenses. It's okay.
No, but I would bring it back. It didn't work as it should have
Bring
done.
it
I would. Was there some sort of terms and conditions with it?
Oh, there we go.
I think so. He did give me a booklet. I probably should have read that first.
You mean you didn't read the instructions, Laura? Of course not.
You take the little shard out, and the earwig kind of dies and folds in on itself.
You killed it.
Do you want me to bring it back?
Well, just get Moxie in.
Moxie!
Can we try mending it?
I'm not smearing that in toffee.
Oh no.
Okay. Is
But it'll
anyone
be kind
else?
of like amber, I guess.
Is anyone else doing anything?
If there's nothing else, I just chuck it out the window.
There's just someone walking past. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're a shatter on the cobbles.
No, I chuck the bug out. I keep the jar.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's a
I
little
like
jar.
the jar.
Earwig flies out the window.
Sell that.
I thought it was dead.
Yeah.
But if
How did it fly out?
Whee! It has a very low
Spread
air
its wings.
resistance.
not again.
Okay, so
It
with
was worth
that,
it.
you guys fall off into nice deep sleeps.
Persephone, no.
You wake up with the sun just at dawn, or at least just before dawn, and it is early.
And apparently I have a note to read.
Oh, so I got it in your dice box.
It's the first one.
You threw this across the room.
Well, no, I put it next to Jax's face, but I can't do that from here.
To Jax. It's different spelling. You are kind, you are smart, you are important. I'm just checking.
Yeah, sorry, my handwriting's bad.
Oh, you spell it all right, Emma. I'm so proud of you. P.S. Please tell me how you spell your name with a little love heart. It's the first one.
How did I spell the first one? Was it Jax?
No.
Jackx?
Yeah, S.
CKX.
So
It's like Jack with an S on the end.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was just
Plural
checking.
of Jack.
Cool, just checking. I don't know, D&D spelling and stuff.
D&D spelling is true. So it is
There's a PH
just
in
before dawn. You're like, essentially squinting at this bit of paper, like dry eyes. But yeah, Amaya's
Fucking
handwriting. Yeah. What are you guys doing?
Well, are we going
I think
Breakfast, then on it. Oh, we're going straight away.
Yeah.
Aren't we? Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, is breakfast ready?
We're just gonna take it to go.
Can we take breakfast to go?
Yeah.
Like wrap it up in some.
Oh no! If I do that, I want a
sandwich.
plate. I'm holding a plate with me.
Okay, yeah. So everyone else gets like effectively smeared newspapers full of
Yeah,
fried potatoes.
like a McMuffin kind of wrapper.
Yeah, it's like fried potatoes
I don't
and
know where those
eggs.
newspapers have been.
And you're just eating it with your hands. Whereas
Pick up
yeah,
a clean copy of the newspaper.
Sure. In Eugene, you're eating it with a knife and fork. Or one
Oh no! I'm still using my hands, but I just want a plate to carry it on.
Okay, you get a plate, no newspaper for you.
Is he just got mage hand under the plate and just
Actually,
like...
that's a point. Could I use my handy helper? Which is just mage hand.
Yeah,
So it's Dusttop and Valentine's handy helper.
sure.
And, or Valentine, Dusttop, it's in alphabetical order. And use that to carry my, because I don't want horrible newspaper.
What does it look like? Is it just a mage hand?
Yeah, it's just a mage hand.
Okay, yeah.
Patented.
So you're walking along, picking from your plate.
As you're eating,
Floating.
I just want to say, Eugene, you don't know where that plate's been, how many people have eaten off of it.
Oh no.
This newspaper,
Amaya, you've broken him.
This newspaper's been used by one person.
yeah.
I mean, I can clean my
shit, yeah, that's a
newspaper
good
as well.
You can clean this plate though.
I mean, I could.
Yeah, but how, like...
No, but surely it's
No.
a good establishment. I would expect them to wash their dishes.
Yeah, but you don't know how good the dishwasher is.
Rolling.
I'm going back.
Roll an investigation check.
That planning you did is not happening.
What check did you say, sorry?
Investigation.
Oh, that would be 24.
We're still taking time on it.
You look at the plate underneath the food, the eggs and potatoes. It looks pretty clean. And then you find it's a wooden plate, and where the grain is split on the underside, there's a tiny bit of like something in there that's dried on the underside of the
I
plate.
put the whole lot in a bin.
I'm going to share my breakfast with Eugene. I'm so sorry.
Like, I know you don't want the plate, but they are going to charge you for the plate if you don't take it back.
I will give them some money to
fine
buy a
with
new
that?
clean one.
Cool. All right, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure you were
Oh
aware.
yeah, otherwise it'd be Stephen.
Yeah, which you don't, as we know, you don't do. And I just wanted to make sure that you weren't going to do any more theft. You absolute criminal.
So you guys make your way eating breakfast across the plaza.
I've like torn my newspaper in half and put half and give it to
I
Eugene.
Thank you.
would have had to go into the subtle house before we left to go get the book and the paper and the map.
Okay, you doing anything else in there? You're just fetching.
Gives it a little tummy scratch.
Nazil comes out with me, so it's fine. I'll leave a note saying that I want to come and talk to him at some point. I request an audience with his lordship
Okay, cool.
at his earliest convenience.
Yeah, you bamf back out with zeal. He's like, you don't have to leave notes. I can talk to him.
Well, I was in there, so I thought it would just be easier. Do you want to? Why don't you go back and take the note to him,
Okay.
and then you come back.
Okay.
Fucking come back. I miss you. I wish you could go back. Squirrel.
Okay. He returns, pretty soon after, you guys are making your way across
Dinner,
town.
potato.
And breakfast good.
Breakfast good.
Breakfast good. Potatoes and onions and eggs.
Oh wait, can squirrels eat potato?
You will. And you make your way to across the inner marina, which is like just before the sea gate, where the big sea wall has been carved open, and then you walk around through the sea gate to the old harbour out the front, where in the same place as before on one of the jetties you see Detrius Cabal in his little rowboat.
Small rowboat.
Ties it up.
Untie that. We're going.
All right.
Yeah. Keep the engine running.
Yeah. He greets you all, unties the rope, and
Morning.
starts rowing.
Row, row, row your boat down to the pirate ship.
Oh, can I, before we get on, can I see if anyone's watching us?
Sure.
Here?
Roll a perception check.
No one's watching us.
It's early.
Yeah, no, it's you look. You take a look at this at the sea
Wait,
wall of
conceal help?
Delnori. Yeah.
Thanks. No, I'm not going to use that one because that will fuck me. Fucking help you, Ursula. 3.
Yeah, you take a look up. The sunlit sea wall is bright. There are a few people around in the warehouses, but you don't see anything suspicious. And you look ahead, squinting kind of into the sun as you row out towards the Oddmium Trist, the 3-mast galleon. And if you approach, you see the threadbare sails. There is on the prow, there's like this huge cat skeleton skull that's been bolted, its teeth hanging over the sides, like the jaws kind of biting down on the bowsprit, extending out the front of the ship. And you bump up to the side of it, a ladder is thrown down, and you climb up, and you are greeted with a busy crew of very hardy people in the same utilitarian garb, some of it mismatching, but well kept. They're all wearing sabres and cutlasses. And there's the rear that rises up in 2 sections. The first is the sheltered helm with the navigation part. And then there's a door under these floors, which you've been through before. And in that doorway, standing about 7 feet tall, he's a thin man in a grey coat, salt at the hem, and it's all hanging stiff, with his broad shoulders. He's wearing layers of cotton still, of black and green and cream over underneath his coat, and he's got this huge brimmed black hat. He's very gaunt underneath it, long nose, this flat, for some reason, much flatter than a human's or an elf's. And he comes to greet you. One of his eyes is mauve, the other's bright white and scarred. Good morning.
Hi.
Morning.
Well, please come in. And he opens the door, walks into the quarters. Follow him in.
Yep.
You enter this large room. There are beams splitting the space, or sort of around his eye level. Walls are covered in curtains and shelves of stacked scrolls and books. There's a large desk, a simple, thick piece of timber on 4 legs, and there's a round window in red stained glass that casts the whole room in sort of a crimson light, all except for the crackling fireplace that's warming the place. Please. Take a seat. And he points to there's a couple of sofas that are butted right up against the walls. It's quite small. I hear you've been successful.
Yeah.
I'll send Zeal to go and drop the map on his desk.
Cool. Yeah, like on his shoulder.
Like a roller carpet.
He throws it down. You see on there, as well as the other half of the map that he's set out. Well, then let us put them together. He walks over to the
Get the
desk.
sellotape out.
I'm just gonna smear it in toffee.
You guys don't have to stand on the sofas or sit on the sofas. Even you can walk.
I'm gonna stand up.
He is pretty tall. I need all the help I can get. He's like double my height.
It's like just a bad Sims glitch.
He takes the other half of the map that you've got and puts it together. And if anyone's nearby,
Does it fit?
Oh, does anything magically happen? Does it start
Does it
glowing?
glow? Yeah.
Is it like the Shrek transformation scene at the end of the movie?
it turns into a knife.
It's the musical episode this week, bitch.
Would you like me to, Captain? Would you like me to fix that for you so it's one complete map?
Oh, is this something you can do?
Yes.
Do not panic with what he's about to do. It'll be absolutely fine.
It does dry.
Okay.
Like
Take a step back.
I'll cut another finger off if it fucks it up. How's that? I promise.
No, I trust you.
I put some toffee in my mouth and cast a mend
Okay.
and then stretch it out.
Okay, so the map is correct side up, so you can see
Bet you
just
we're doing
very
Oh well.
there are holes where they mesh, so they don't puzzle together perfectly. But as you place the toffee, it fills in some of those gaps. It leaves obviously a blank space where there's no ink. Pardon me. But it fits together, and you can see all together this landmass like a many-pronged star. And in the piece that you collected, united with it, there is a small city. It is circular with honeycombed roads. To the northern and southern sides are great. So the north, just almost perfectly north and south, there are these two great mountains, and over the city reads the word Zalumai, but there are no other words on the map, no other place names.
Does this help?
Does this make sense to you?
It reads something on the reverse. It turns over, and as you previously figured out, it reads in flame, and this is in Signura, but the Sentinel already translated it for you guys earlier. It reads, in flame and in salt, your first sacrifice is in burning it all away. I
You
hate
set it on
puzzles.
fire.
Not yet. Not until we've got that. Because otherwise we're burning a map and then not having that.
We can draw another copy.
We can try.
I hate puzzles.
I
Did
know
you?
the scene. It's the one in Pirates of the Caribbean where they're like up is down.
I got Jared.
Did you find anything in your searching that might make sense of this?
Oh yeah. Well,
For the book.
The book?
Yeah.
Which book?
That it came from.
Oh,
Because I took it.
Foreign the Explorer.
okay. You tell him that
Boris
you
the
came. Yeah, Boris. He flicks through it and he reads the information that you guys gleaned from it. I can't remember exactly what it is. I can find it if you want, or if you've got it on hand.
I don't know why you're looking at me. I definitely don't have it on hand.
What is it? What's written on the back?
It wasn't anything else other than like it was talking about how he was rescued by a fish. He
That's
rescued
right.
a fisherwoman who talked to
That's why.
who talked to Zalumai,
Oh,
sketched
yes.
a load of shit, and something about it being ridged on either side by mountains with chambers to the gods. One a ritual chamber, which is Yelanreire, and one a chamber of divine secrets. Am I correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
There is a second chamber.
Allegedly.
One for what was it?
One is a ritual chamber, which is Yelanreire, which is what we were looking for, right? And one is a chamber of divine secrets.
A key chamber. Interesting. But there's
I was
no.
taking a lot of notes very quickly. I didn't get all the
I can-
terminology
No,
right.
you did. I mean, I can say the. I guess Sarah wasn't here, but that's pretty. No, you've pretty much covered it.
Thank you.
Yeah, there was two mountains. Atop each of these mountains, a chamber to the gods was built, a ritual key chamber called Yelanreire, and the sanctum on the sister mountain.
A ritual key chamber. I will update my notes so that it has the word key in it.
Rumoured to hold divine secrets.
sanctum with divine secrets.
Give me some gods.
Love it.
Okay, well,
Can I hold the map up like to the firelight and just like see if there's anything?
It's not as sticky as it was, but it's,
Yeah.
it's still a
It's
little
all
sticky.
bursting to
It's still
flame.
soaking in.
Yeah.
so yeah, you hold it up.
I'll just cast light behind it and just like see if there's anything hidden.
Sure.
You got to do the thing with the lemon, like in National Treasure. lemon and heat. And that's how they got the cipher on the back of the Declaration of Independence.
Salt.
I don't have a lemon, but I can do you an orange.
I just scraped some salt off the bottom of his coat.
Specific citrus only.
Charlie's like, I did not make National Treasure for you.
I love it when it's like that.
I was weirdly thinking about National Treasure yesterday.
Very good
Yeah, I haven't watched it in ages.
Date night?
Yeah, you hold.
Date night?
So you hold it up to the fire from a distance, then you get a more brighter light in your palm, and you hold that. No, it blocks the light pretty well for such an old thin map, but the vellum is of good quality. You don't see anything other than the reflection of your light and the ink to your kind of mundane eyes, I guess.
What
Your
did
eyes
it
are mundane.
specifically say on the back again?
It says
In flame and salt, your first sacrifice is in burning it all away.
Well, even if we're burning this, there's no point burning it until we have gotten to where we need to go, because the off chance if we've fucked up is that we lose the entire map and we need it.
Whoops.
Is it too complicated to copy the map?
It would be useful to copy it, but you'll never get it as accurate unless you have a proper cartographer on board. Do you have a proper cartographer on board?
No, but I have someone who is good with pens and inks. This is a good idea. And he walks out, yells something, and you see a reedy guy.
Oi!
Barry!
You see a reedy guy
Barry.
coming in. He's got like a workman's belt on with a hat. Among his like cutlass, he's got like a hammer and some
I
nails.
wouldn't use a hammer.
And then he comes in. He's got a pair of specs that are just too small for him and very wonky. They're completely bashed up. Oh yeah, Captain. And he tells him what he just told you. Right, sir. And he pulls out a pouch. He's got some inks, and he just starts copying it immediately onto a fresh piece. Okay, so while he's working,
Does he have a
apologies. This is Footsie.
Steve.
See?
Right here.
Is that
What, as in
nickname?
the London Stock Exchange?
No.
Is it like he's
I heard
playing
footsie.
footsie?
Yeah, his name's Footsie, spelled Footsie.
As
Like
in
he's
under the
playing
table.
I love him. This is my new best friend.
He kind of like looks at you all and nods, carries on.
Yep, that's fair enough.
Is he called Footsie because it's a nickname, or did his parents?
They all have names for each other.
I have a question.
Oh, okay.
Footsie is known for kicking people.
Everyone takes a step.
Is it just like a nervous twitch thing?
Yeah, he's like, kind of. I don't just kick anyone.
Let the man do his work. or we might get kicked.
He might kick you like a
Because I tap his knee.
It's like a fucking donkey and he just kicks up behind.
I was gonna, you can tap him if you want.
Okay.
Another question.
Well, how long would that take?
A couple of hours, probably. To get a rough representation of this.
What's the salt reference?
Do you cover it in salt first?
Let's set it
Salt
on fire.
bake it.
Well, if it
Salt
was
bake
it a flying city? Or was it still in the ground? It was just on the coast? Because salt
No,
can
it's
just
underwater.
be... Well, now it's underwater, but before...
How are we going to breathe underwater?
There's such things as water-breathing potions and shit.
We should probably expense some of those.
I thought he said he was going to sort all of that equipment and shit out, right? Because
Yes,
we were going to go on...
we will have at least 5 days for purchasing these kinds of things.
Okay. Is there anything else we need? Like rope?
When do we
We
get
need
paid?
some rope.
That is yes, of course. You have
We need
done
lots of
your.
rope.
Did you work out how much we've got left to get from him, by the way? 'Cause we
I've dealt with it. During the downtime, I went and got the rest of the money that.
No,
That was
how
the
much we're getting
advance.
paid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he pays you. We'll sort out the figure after this episode. Okay. I'm afraid I have little other than the terrifying prospect of setting this thing on fire.
Well, salt also implies because it was originally by the sea, right?
Seawater, yes,
Yeah.
it could be. Is there an enchantment on this? Have you?
We haven't checked. Moxie?
Because if it is mundane, then I'd see no point in.
I mean, I can't identify it, but Eugene, can you?
Not identify, but just
Detect magic.
detect
Oh
magic.
yeah, I mean, I could do
I
that.
can do
yeah.
it as well.
Okay.
Whoever wants to,
Yeah,
crack on,
yeah.
do it.
We'll all do it.
10 minutes.
Everyone.
Everyone.
Okay. Say 10 minutes. Those of you who've Well, you ritual cast it, Moxie.
Yeah, I'm going to have to. I don't have it prepared, so yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, if you give me 10 minutes, I can have a look.
I don't need to be all identified, but
Can
I don't
I?
think we need to.
Might be worth
Can I
doing
watch
it
this
in
doing-
case there's anything on it.
Yeah. Yeah, if anything lights up.
While
in
he's
case it's
doing
like
a
a
ritual detect magic, can I do an augury thing on if it will be a good thing if we burn the map?
If it's a good
I'm guessing yes and no.
If it's a good thing if you burn the map.
Yeah, wheel why. That one.
Okay. And it hasn't got an opinion on anything other than good and bad in terms of what you want.
An omen from an otherworldly entity about the results of a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. I mean...
In the next 30 minutes?
Yeah, say I was going to burn it in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
that
I
be a
mean,
good thing
with the
or
context
would
of
that
like,
be
we
good?
don't want to like destroy this map that we've just been paid to find, you can roll the bones.
Okay.
Okay. You scatter those knuckle bones. You don't roll anything, do you? It's just
No.
okay. So what exactly do you ask word for word?
Would
Would
burning them
we
happen?
have good results in terms of finding out the secrets of this map if we burnt the map?
You roll them. There's a kind of hush through the room, and you get the strong feeling of wheel.
Oh, good.
So
We should burn
Yeah.
the map.
That's good.
So we've got to wait here for several hours while he fucking... Alright, you better have fucking card games.
Should we go have brunch?
You probably your
This is like
detect
6.
magic probably blinks up right now. There are 2 sources of magic coming from this map. They are weak and old, but there is 2. One of them is of abjuration, and the other is of enchantment.
Yeah, there's there's something here on this map.
Should I try and identify them?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, Eugene, I'm tagging you in.
Fucking high fives.
I'll get out my book,
Okay.
put the map on the book, and start drawing some sigils around it and concentrate for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the other guy's trying to draw the map.
Oh shit, that's a... Can I just check this for a second?
Yes.
Don't kick me, please.
He kind of shuffles over closer. He can continue copying it while you're working as well.
Do I see anything else that's magical on this boat or ship? Sorry. Wow.
That's a good
Is
question.
it a ship or a boat?
It's a
How many
it's a
facets
ship.
does it have?
Wait, it's not a train.
No, it's the fucking...
How many
I know what you mean. I was just annoyed at him.
Count as furniture.
I didn't prepare that.
How many buttocks does it have?
Oh, that's a good
lot.
point.
There's
We
a
just
lot
don't
of
see
buttocks
worthy.
there.
We need to ask about the Phatic situation.
You don't see the room isn't. I mean, you guys are carrying more than any other source.
It's glowing.
But the captain's sword is magic and glows faintly. I think it would be of enchantment. Nothing on footsie.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Not even his feet.
And there's a couple of like bottles of things around that glow faintly of divination and
little magic.
Do any of these pirates have a parrot on their shoulder?
No, not that you've seen.
Oh man.
That's a stereotype.
The captain man.
Yes,
Do you have any pirates that have parrots on their shoulders?
that is a hurtful stereotype.
But yes, there's one. Yeah, you don't know what an owl is, but you know what a bloody caller is.
No,
brother has birds.
we have some animals, but no birds.
Sorry, I didn't mean to offend. Where I'm from, we don't have parrots on shoulders, so I didn't think it was a stereotype.
No, it's okay. There was a hamster has a hamster.
Sorry, someone. You have a pirate with a hamster on their shoulder.
No,
Called hamster. Is it in his pocket? Is it like poke out of his little pocket?
sometimes he keeps him with him.
It's a hamster. What's the hamster called?
I am not sure. He looks after it. It's his property.
This is the best episode.
Can you name some other characters on your ship?
Of a character.
Captain walks off to the side, like starts pouring himself a drink, but Footsie looks up and he's like, "Well, we got Belter, got Norrel and Sorrel,
Belter.
The bass sings real good.
Cookie,
Yeah.
Is that your chef?
yeah,
Okay, could you just point me in the direction of the kitchen, please?
It's out there. You go down to.
Am I just going to the kitchen?
I'm not supposed to talk when you ask about cookies.
I'm already out the door, but I just shout up, Eugene, I'll ask about the cookies.
So you walk across the deck. You kind of like not used to the bustle of the ship, and you bump into a few people. And as you're walking across, you go to one of the openings in the floor that goes down to the lower deck, below deck.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, you go down. It's dark and dank down there. It smells a bit damp, a bit of like. It smells of piss and sawdust.
I'm starting to feel like I may have just walked into a trap.
You walk along, you find your way.
There is no cookies.
You walk into an area full of hammocks.
The piss is the kitchen.
And then you hear the sound of pots and pans. It takes you a while to kind of navigate this place. It's quite tight. And you eventually come to this small nook of a room with this big guy in an apron, a black apron. He's got long, kind of shaggy hair that looks sweaty and is kind of dangling down.
Why are they pissing on the floor? Is it shit? I know, but just in general, like why? They
just smells.
Also, while we're upstairs, do you think we maybe should have tied a rope to her? She's not getting back.
And you just see the guy chopping up stuff. He's got a load of limes. He's chopping and juicing.
Are you Cookie?
Oh. Yep.
Hi.
Who are you?
I'm with the people that might be helping you with getting to that place with the map.
Right. Well, that's good. Are you here to help, or are you here to?
Oh, I can help you cook. I heard that there was a chef called Cookie, and I just
he pulls out a knife and gives
cool.
it to you.
Thanks. I take out a hairband and hand it to him.
I wear jewellery.
I love this.
He's ignoring you. He's got it. No.
I'm gonna tie his hair up for him.
All right. He kind of begrudgingly lets you do it,
and then I get on and juice the limes. The best the lime has ever been juiced.
Okay.
I love that you're following health and safety protocols.
Yes, of
Thank
course.
you.
He's happy. He does it in silence. He whistles every now and again.
Just wait till Eugene sees the players.
Okay. And you guys upstairs, while Amaya's juicing limes.
What did you look like? You wanted to say something else. What did you
I
want
was
to
just going to say I was going to whistle in the gaps so we could make a tune. As we juice the limes.
He doesn't know how to react
Sea
at first,
shanty
and then he kind
time.
of just lets it happen. He's like, all right,
Is that your whistling?
Yes, because I can't whistle, okay?
Oh, but Amaya can.
Amaya can whistle.
Got it.
I cannot.
What shall we do with the drunken? That's just that.
Feed him a cookie and throw him
And time officer.
So
Musical episode 5 show.
It's all for me.
Sorry.
Come on, lads!
Oh,
Can we put
together
the Black
now.
Flag soundtrack over like when we're sailing?
we will get taken down hard.
Oh, I do not want to get to see.
Why don't we record our own shanties?
Yeah. Okay, you done?
Jesus Christ!
I see.
Alright.
I mean, I'll just be there until I get called back, so just leave me there. I'm good.
Yeah, I think no one's going to call you. You
I've
just...
got
That's fine.
sending, so I can tell you to come back up.
Cool.
Because I've got sending with you.
Yeah. I'm just juicing some limes.
Have a nice time.
having a great day.
Whistling some tunes with Cookie.
I like how he takes scurvy quite seriously as well.
Yeah, you gotta. The captain's
Don't want it.
having a drink. He's kind of like looking a bit exasperated with the map. What are you guys doing?
Did we get
I'm waiting
anything
for-
on the identify?
Yeah, I was just waiting for the identified.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I forgot you were doing that. So there's no like specific named enchantment here that you're going to be able to that I can hand you like it's a magic map of this. But you do get you do understand that it is protected against heat, and that there is an enchantment on it that there is a kind of illusion. It's not really illusion, but there's an enchantment that will change it somehow when a certain parameter is met.
Fire.
So yeah, I tell us to the group.
I chuck it on the fire.
Oh wait, have we got some salt and seawater first?
Yeah, we'll need
Oh
to
yeah, maybe we put
dip
the
it in
fire
there,
out with
dip it in the sea.
silver.
Oh yeah, because is it fire and salt or salt and fire? Fire and salt, right?
Flame and salt.
Flame and salt.
Yeah. So
maybe fire.
Maybe we soak it in seawater first, just in case. You're meant to do that first.
But it does
Because
say
if you set
fire,
it on fire
on
and
here.
then put the water on it, it doesn't work. Oh wait, it does.
Is it just?
I don't know. I just set it on
Just-
fire.
Well, we have like you said a couple of hours, right?
Yeah.
We can leave and come back like tomorrow.
But also, if there's
Are we in a hurry?
but didn't you say there was protection from heat? So it's
Yeah.
probably fine.
I wonder though if we, yeah, the map is fine. If we just need to cover it in salt and then burn the salt on top of it,
That could also.
and that will just the heat just leaches the enchantment or whatever.
So this is protected, is what you're saying.
Yes, it has some sort of enchantment on it.
Okay, it's good.
So we might need to burn it.
Maybe we wait until
Yeah.
Footy is finished, and
Finish them up first.
then everyone's looking at him. He's like, "All right, fucking hell!"
Are we?
Picks the pace up a bit.
It's going to be several hours.
Wait,
Do you
or
want
do you
to?
wanna
He said a couple of hours.
Yeah.
How long does it take to row back?
Probably an hour to shore.
So by the time we get back, we'll need
Maybe
to come
less
back
than
up
that.
again.
So we just have some
let's
lunch.
just hang out here.
Wait, it's
yeah.
breakfast.
Have we got some fucking
It's
salads?
like 6 in the morning.
Yeah, he pulls out some food. Obviously, not
Oh,
all that.
where?
We have a little tea.
Yeah, he has some cheeses. His food is pretty nice. In the captain's quarters, he has
Tell us
like-
about yourself.
we can discuss
Tell
that.
us about your
me and I-
childhood.
I want to
I do
ask him
have a
something.
question. Yeah, you go first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's going first?
He's going first.
Okay.
She's going first.
Captain.
Yes.
Don't know if you remember when we first came aboard. I asked about if this wizard or this person that used to divine the location of the map.
Yes.
Yeah, you'd said you'd tell me about him if we proved ourselves.
I did, didn't I? Yes. It was a cleric. My hesitation, as I'm sure you understand, is because at the time I didn't know if I could trust you.
No, that's understandable.
I still won't name the individual, but
What if
He
we
was
give you a name and you can tell us if it's them or not?
okay, yes. If you know this person, I will gladly. But
We don't know if we know this person. That's the question.
I don't know, but there's a person I'm looking for, and it would be a neat fit if it was the same person.
oh, okay.
Convenient.
Well, yes. What is this person's name?
So I was told to look for a man called Zapes.
No, I mean I don't know this man. I'm afraid. Zapes.
Inside check.
Roll an inside check.
Yeah, please.
What letter does their name start with? A? B?
Just watch.
Waiting for the twitch.
Okay, yeah, no, genuinely.
God.
Inside
Absolute garbage.
Garbage from
10.
4.
Yeah, he seems sincere.
No, it's just because he was looking for the curator, and you were looking for the curator, so it was.
Oh, okay. The curator is a very strange man. He resides in a what is it called? It's a space outside of space. Yeah, there is one of his entrances is in the Deus Ward, but he moves very frequently. Usually, if you're looking for him, you can. I believe the way that we found him was that he came to us.
Yeah, because we have
I
Business
flip
card.
out the business card and I'm like, wait.
Yes, I see. Then yes, he will find you. Yeah, he tends to. He's a very fickle man. If he's watching now, I hope that he does not take this the wrong way, but he will wait for something that he deems interesting, and should you meet that parameters, then he will likely find you.
Okay.
Not that you
So
are
we might be
boring
waiting
people,
a while
but
for him then.
I reckon as soon as I use the Godlands.
I think you guys have got it in just before the research week, right? Mm-hmm. So you've had a week of library time, and so if there's anyone watching you, they've just been seeing people in the library. So, yeah. The cleric who divined the location for us was a official member of a very prominent chorus, so usually the services are quite private. Why do you need a cleric of this significance to find something for you, or heal someone for you?
No, he's gonna teach me some stuff.
Oh, this Zapes person.
Yes. Yeah.
I see. I can ask the crew if they know of the man.
Which chorus?
Who are the most prominent choruses?
Do you know?
So we can
Roll a
guess.
persuasion check.
Can I guide myself right now?
If you're happy with him seeing it.
Yeah, why not?
Because then he'll see that you're like
bitch.
you're a cleric. You can be trusted. Oh bad.
Not so
He knows you're a
worthy.
cleric. Does he know you're a cleric?
12.
I think he does. A 12 on the persuasion.
If I say you nest, does he react?
He shakes his head.
In a good way or bad way?
He kind of sighs, like, from the question. He's like, as a kind of... He knows that he's going to have to give you more information, that kind of sigh. It was not the Dawn Chorus, no. It was a member of the Reclusive Chorus.
Who are they for?
Hubris, the Lord of Wisdom,
Hubris.
who is a neutral evil god.
Oh.
And the Reclusive Chorus is a prominent, like, church, a chorus, but they don't tend to have temples within big cities because they don't associate with people. It's like they are seekers of knowledge. You guys, Amaya and Freya, the one that you robbed with Clayton, that was in your session 0.
The Lord of Wisdom.
Yeah.
Really trying to remember.
That was the Reclusive Chorus.
He's a...
Well, you found it was when you were looking for the ledger of...
Oh, yeah, I remember.
What was it? Confessions.
Just to say, we didn't actually rob, it was just we acquired something not legally.
Everyone's a fucking criminal, and you can stop looking down on us.
You would probably be able to find the person with that information if you were to go to the Chorus District, but please do not let them know that I have told you, should you ever come across them.
I'm sworn to secrecy.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Do you hang out in Delnori and around here a lot? That's where you're based.
We anchor up outside Delnori sometimes, but we are not welcome here. Otherwise, the Zarzotic Isles, we are not welcome there either, really. But
Well, it's because I have a secondary question, which is, do you know Valanta Shipping?
we are aware of the shipping company. We have come across some pirate crews with their belongings in the past. They are very well known.
No, they apparently stopped trading here, and I was a few months ago, and I was wondering if you had any idea about that.
We tend to follow the other more criminal crews rather than actually the trading companies. So,
Interesting.
because we take from them rather than.
Well, no, more
Civilians.
interesting because the fact that you consider Valanta Shipping a legitimate business.
You have more information than I, by the sounds of things.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, you could say so.
You can say so.
Okay. Pause a drink.
Can I ask him in Basilman Elvish about his origins? Because he said he would tell me more information after.
Okay. What are you going to do?
It was a pretty epic tower, that one.
Yeah.
I'll come to the tower. What are you going to ask him?
I'm not going to be too pushy, like be tell me your stuff or anything like that. Just be like, maybe start with, so how did you learn Basilman Elvish?
I was in there. Oh, he says this in Basilman. Replies to you in his own language. It is not often I'm asked this question. I was not born in Discordia. My parents were of the generation who left the Basilman Empire when it split. Just open fact bar.
Oh no, I thought it added a bit of, ship noise.
I like it.
I love me some ship noises.
week.
That's extreme.
Does Eugene does Eugene know anything like where the Basilman elves actually went after? So where is that?
This is not knowledge that the Basilman elves. This is a long time ago. They fled to a place called the Syrinx. It was secretive at the time, 1,700 years ago. But my parents were there for a long time before I was born.
Is that a word that Eugene's ever?
Syrinx.
Syrinx.
You have heard it in folk tales. There was a folk story called Tiptoe to the Syrinx that you heard of.
That's why I recognise that.
You may have picked it up other places, I'm not sure. I left my home because, unfortunately, it is not a safe place anymore, or at least it wasn't 800 years ago.
What happened?
There were people there in the Syrinx who did not like our presence. And it was not a safe place and he looks uncomfortable for a moment. There are people called the Threnodor who are corrupt. And we fled one civil war and unfortunately only found sanctuary for a certain time before falling into another. And now the Basilman, or those people of the Syrinx, they fight with the Threnodor.
Sorry to hear that.
Wow.
It's still ongoing, this war.
Unfortunately, yes, it is. There are deities who use the Syrinx as a battleground in a way that the Discordia does not happen.
Forgive me for my ignorance, but is this on the same plane?
No.
I don't want to ask you too much more. Obviously, it's very personal, but thank you. That was, really interesting. Everything with the Basilman elves, I think, is fascinating.
Well,
I love learning your language at the guild.
You speak it very well. I do not often get to practice, and I have been not in the Syrinx for a very long time, and it has not been all smooth sailing, as it were.
What's it like, just in terms of like topography and climate and everything? What is it similar to here? I mean, the plains are fascinating. They could be so different. Is it more elemental based or?
The Syrinx is largely forested, but I haven't been there for a very, very long time, and my memories are, well, what do you remember from your very youngest years?
I shudder because of Persephone.
Can I ask a very, very quick question? Just because we're not using the standard material plane, whatever, we've got different names for them. Is it the equivalent of the Feywild?
I would, yeah, more or less.
I had a mostly lovely childhood, really. Unfortunately, it'd be hard for me to go back to my home though, because it was, it's derelict and.
I see. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. And he kind of smooths some of the hair that's kind of got into his bad eye, and with that hand you can see the kind of chitinous greenish black. I would say it's like a growth on the back of his hand that you saw last time. Well, I apologise if I am keeping things to myself, but.
No, you said a lot. Thank you. I'm probably one of the only people from the Empire to hear this knowledge. I'm honoured.
Yes. Well, I'm glad that you see it that way. All is not well in the Syrinx, but I haven't been there for a long time. Well, And with that, Footsie kind of
Kicks
comes to an end. Yeah, he kicks the table.
Kicks the captain.
And he looks around. He's like, "It's quick, but I think that'll do." And you can, those of you who look can see a kind of drafted kind of rendition of it, of the map, in black ink. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Fireball.
I do have it prepared.
It's still juicing some limes.
Isn't that too thick?
How many limes were there? Was like,
You've been there an hour and a bit. You can come back if you want.
Just
I
chatting to
think we need to
Cookie.
do a. Does it need to be a magical fire? Do you think it needs to be really, really hot?
I think I can use that phosphorus.
Can I just use like a tinderbox first?
You guys tell me what you're gonna do.
Oh, right. Cover it in salt first.
Okay. Yeah, so you've got salt. Yeah, you get some salt on the ship.
Do you think it has to be sort of sea salt though, like sea
It
because it's
doesn't
seawater?
specify.
Oh no, it just says salt, doesn't it?
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
Like, so does the chef have salt?
They do.
Cookie?
You could
Yeah.
get Jax
Sea salt,
to message me.
They have like pots of salt very easily because they can just distill seawater.
Yeah.
So yeah, he
Grab some salt.
he grabs some salt.
I
There's
run
big
up with some salt,
crystals of it. Yeah.
leave it, and then I run back.
We've got some. Can we just escape from the sea and do some more spreads? Just a little bit of
Yeah,
spreads, just to be safe.
Let's just
Can we
stick
not
to
start scrape the salt off the bottom of his coat?
What?
You can if you want.
That fucking killed.
You guys have got salt.
But it's like sea salt and table salt and kosher salt
Oh, right, no, yeah,
and pink Himalayan salt. We get the whole lot of it.
specify.
I want to go and lick some rocks.
Specify, we're going to
Can I
use
give you
all
some
of
halide?
it, and then whatever works.
And if we get it from him, we get assaulted.
Can I also get a little bit so that if nothing happens when we set it on fire of like salt water, so that we can put the salt water on?
Cool.
If nothing happens when we set it on
If it
fire.
actually goes woomph.
Yep. We'll see if that's what it is, right?
Sure. So you got a little
try
bucket
a
of
little-
you've got a bucket of water. You've covered it in a sprinkling of salt.
Before we
Little
start,
corner first.
should I ask the captain if he's fine with us doing it in his like cabin?
Or do you want us to go
On his
somewhere
wooden
else?
boat.
Ah, let's take it off of the table.
There's just salt everywhere.
Peels back
It's like
the
the
rug.
leftover of my blood from like a couple of
Yeah.
days is still not come out. Sorry.
Peels back the rug and tosses it aside, so you've got a bit of floor.
My brain just went, is blood salty? Is that
Lick
what
it.
we need?
Tiefling blood.
No, but is that what we need? Do we need to put blood on it?
It doesn't specify.
But is blood salty?
I think we have a more
Jesus
accurate
Christ.
source of
Is that
salt
a crime?
in real salt.
Well, there's salt on this now. It's on the floor.
Okay.
You put there's salt on the map on the floor. All right, what's next?
We're going to try and set a light to a little corner of it first,
Okay.
I reckon, with like...
Yeah, a bit where there's nothing in the corner.
Anyone got a lighter?
Oh, there's a
Oh,
fire.
I
There's a
would
fire.
do
I've got-
because I like smoke.
So you cover it in salt.
I was going to fireball
You-
it.
Fuck's sake.
We should start small. Start small.
You lighter flashes and burns bright, and you bring it to one corner, and it doesn't seem to light. You hold it there for a moment.
I put it on the salt.
Okay, you move it onto the salt, and you leave it for a moment, and then as you take it, it starts going and sputtering, like the salt's kind of reacting with it. You take it away, and you kind of snatch the lighter away as it starts going and reacting, and it goes, and a bit of the fire spreads across the surface.
Whoa.
And then it dies out, and as it dies out, the salt melts and turns black, and the salt begins burning and crackling and spitting.
Amira, is this what salt does when it's on fire?
I've never set salt on fire before. What are you doing?
From your cooking.
I burned the salt.
I don't know what you do.
And as you're like asking
loads of salt on
desperately, is this what happens to salt when it burns? The black bubbling sinks into the map and worms its way over the map, smoking as it moves. And then on the back of the map, I guess you can't see it, you can't see it, but the worming.
I'd lift it up with Mage Hand to see if it.
Sure.
If things start happening, I'd probably lift it up with Mage because it's less than £10.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah. So you lift it up.
Depends how much salt we put on it.
You see this ink kind of worming over it with smoke, spiraling off as it makes its trails, and the ink on the back that reads "In fire and flame and salt, your first sacrifice, burning it all away." It disappears and melds with the rest of the now kind of smoking ink, and it sinks into the place and merges with the topography, and you see two names appearing, one on the northern mountain that reads Yelanreire and the one on the southern that reads the Sanctum. And a small arrow worms from them and points at specific places on the maps.
Sorry, can you just, is it like, how, is it one arrow? How do the arrows work? Talk to me about some arrows.
One arrow from each word that then spirals and points onto a point on each mountain. So an arrow from Yelanreire that points onto a bit, and an arrow from the Sanctum that points onto another bit.
Just the actual entrances, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess that was good. And then on the back, the words, on the front, in an area of sea, something begins scrawling. And it reads, "Form the key given freely in Yelanreire, and take it to the Seal Sanctum to open the way."
So Yelanreire first. Then Sanctum.
Sounds like it.
To get the key.
Yeah.
And then finally,
No.
Form the key.
It bursts into flames.
And give it to the seal and take it to the sealed sanctum to open the way.
yes, and then finally,
Right, yeah, fine, go.
it says, "Your second sacrifice
Oh no.
Jax can't lose any more fingers.
is in bleeding for your cause."
Is that when we're there?
This is not the kind of information that I needed to receive.
I'll take a dagger, and
No messing.
I'm just gonna nick a few drops of blood, and if that might be from there, it might help.
Onto the map.
Yeah.
So you smudge a bit of the blood onto the map as it still hovers in the mage hand. Your thumbprint is visible. The dark blood sinks into the map. And you will look at it for a moment, but nothing changes.
I think it's when we're there in the key place.
Yeah.
That's okay. I can do it again.
This is a stupid question because someone remind me who Yelanreire is.
Just the place name.
It's just a place.
Oh, right,
it's
yeah,
not a person.
duh. Okay.
You're all good. Everything's
It's your god.
Which gun is that? I have the list and it's not one of them.
Well, that was wonderful. Thank you for your help. It seems, move ever closer, and we will set off soon. If 5 days is
Make
enough.
sure to get more salt.
5 days.
Yes.
Well, I'm not there.
You're still with Cookie?
I'm still with Cookie, but I've decided that with the limes, I'm going to teach him how to make some sort of like guac.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
No avocado, just
or like smashed peas with like
Yeah.
chili and
or a
lime.
margarita.
You do an Amaya and you start doing some experimental stuff, and he's kind of all there for it. He's like,
Shamble there for marks.
normally we just do the bare minimum, really, but
Yeah, no, but if you do the bare minimum, you're not going to enjoy your food as much. It's way more tasty like this.
he doesn't. Yeah, roll a persuasion check.
She have advantage because this is her thing.
Oh, that's
yeah,
not good.
with advantage for sure.
Oh, okay.
For sure, yeah.
That was a 12, and that is a 13 plus 6. My brain. 19.
I was going 21, so I'm everyone else.
I mean, 21's higher.
Yeah, I'll take it.
What's now plus 2?
He doesn't seem on board until you like let him try some of it, and yeah, you've done like smashed peas,
Yeah.
lime and salt and pepper, and use some of your own herbs.
Yeah.
And he's like, and he tries it, and he's like, "That's pretty good."
Thanks.
And he cuts a hunk of like bread off and spreads it on it, one for him, one for you. And
I then take a bit of that bread, I grill it on like the hot plate a bit with like a bit of whatever like fat for like
Butter.
oil or something or butter.
tallow.
Damn.
Yeah. And then like a bruschetta,
Tallow
spread it on like
fried
that.
bread.
Oh.
Yeah, he's like, you gonna be working there much?
Is he like trying to like flicking his hair back,
Yeah,
trying to
it's
shower
lifting
up
back.
a little bit?
The hairband goes bing.
You dropped your hairband.
Oh, sorry.
I think my fam's going now, so I'm gonna have to follow them. But I think we're joining you guys for a bit, so I can teach you some more stuff.
All right.
Yeah, just tie your hair up.
Yep.
He's gonna be
hair up.
so clean when you get him. He's gonna be like rosy clean. He's gonna be like, oh hi, I didn't see you there.
He's gonna have a chef hat and everything.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like so.
So you
trying to
leave him. He's like,
impress.
see you in a bit.
Bye. Thanks. It was fun.
Bye. Waves.
Clayton's got some competition.
I just want to cook.
So the captain sorts payment. We'll figure that out in a moment. And
Offer.
yeah. Okay, is 5 days enough time? I suggest you prepare the same.
For a
do I
full-on
need
expedition.
No,
In the-
I don't
in
need
the
to
two-
keep sending on you. I'll take sending off and I'll be like, can you write your name in this? And then if we need to delay or whatever, it's easier than like waiting to an evening and seeing that one in the pub.
I am familiar with this.
You are familiar with this?
Yes. He writes his name in it.
That's a fucking warlock. That's a fucking warlock. That's a warlock with a pact to the toe.
If we had the, if we had
That's a fucking pact to the toe warlock, bitch. I like survey will be like, right.
Yeah, he kind of he doesn't catch it. He's like he doesn't get what he's done. So yeah.
if we had a couple of hours while we're sorting out, like while they're making a copy of the map and that, could we have just like put together a list of like the basic things, like for them to grab for
Yeah.
us, like
Sure.
sort of like extra
The good
ropes and,
food.
and all the
Yeah, I
all
would
the
say
bits,
I
all
wouldn't
like
worry
the
too
equipment
much.
we need.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about it. You're going to effectively join a fully stocked galleon, so there's going to be food, there's going to be equipment.
Good food.
Obviously, you'll need what?
Right?
Yeah, there'll be rope.
Yeah,
that was the main thing.
I agree with Amira. I only want to specify good food.
As much. Okay, there's good. Oh yeah, there's good food with Amara on board. but
I've
otherwise,
left
No, but the actual
Vicky with like a
ingredients,
list of like stuff
Homework.
that he should
So
source.
what's the Discordia equivalent of like Waitrose?
what?
Rather than going to Aldi.
Grundle's is
Really
little.
popped away. Grundle's, yeah, it's a chain. It's like what was that old one? Summerfields.
Old school.
Safeway.
I still have the green Safeway boxes.
Yeah, I
They're
know.
so useful. Would recommend. It doesn't exist anymore. It's Asda now.
Okay, so 5 days. We will see you then at the docks.
What time should we leave?
Dawn.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Do you guys not like to sleep?
It's hard. It is difficult for us to match times when we are out at sea.
So they just do the ones by the sun. It's like dawn, noon, dusk. Those are the
We can
times
do
that
noon
do.
if you would prefer.
Can I?
Dawn's good.
I'm
Dawn's
good.
good. We might blow stuff up the night before, so. it
No,
might
we're
be
gonna
good
blow
to-
stuff out tomorrow, presume.
The last thing I will ask is,
They're still young.
Oh, hello.
I have one more thing. The rest of you I will see soon. Miss Freya, I wish to speak to you about the divine matter, if that is okay. I understand you are correct.
Yeah, sure.
I am the expert on the divine.
It should only take a moment, if that is okay.
Okay.
The rest of you I will see you soon.
Should we just wait on
We-
the other
we
side of
just
the
start-
door for you?
We just start putting the salt back in the sea.
Detritus will take you.
Taketh, but we
if you
give
just give
back.
us a moment, then I will send her out straight away.
What's
Scream if you need us.
Yeah.
what's troubling you?
Are you guys? Have you gone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want
No, I'm at the door.
do you want like us as like the players to leave the room?
No. We'd end up knocking stuff over, wouldn't we? So you guys make your way out.
We can all just do this.
Yeah, I'm stood at the door.
Okay. He closes the door. He takes down the decanter of wine he was having a little bit from earlier, two wooden cups. He offers you one of them. He sits down on one of the sofas and kind of gestures at the other. You are of a seaworthy family.
Yeah, did I mention that? Have I mentioned that to him?
No, you are confident on the water. It was an educated guess.
Oh, wow, yeah. Yeah, I am.
I will, it was just an observation and I was curious, but I will be frank with you. Although your friend Sentinel took a knife to their finger, and only they did, you are all about to be a part of a crew. And so you will understand that if I wish...
I'm not going.
You will understand that I will wish to understand you all. And I have a question about which god do you worship?
What a question.
I say straight away, Janess. Don't even...
There's no pause.
No pause.
Roll a deception check.
No, she's a cleric of genius.
I'm not intentionally lying.
She's not lying.
It's your like little I don't know, your bit of jewelry, or not sigil, but
Yeah, like as I say, I like...
Do you still wear it?
I've got it.
I'm trying to get your advantage. If you have to get it out,
you like? I know you
carry it
snapped
around.
it. You snapped the response. Are you lying on purposely bad, or
No, I'm trying. It wasn't a meat. It was like a and then
tried your best?
I'm not very good at that. 17.
Oh. He's got a 20 for him.
Okay. He was trying to read you.
But can he read?
No, it's a
Also
pirate.
like that he wants to be called Frank now.
He interlinks his fingers, and you can see that greenish black hard patch on the back of his hand. All I need to know is it will not be at odds with our own work. This is more than a job. It is a culmination of a very long life's work. So, do you wish to give me another answer?
Name any other god.
Good man.
No.
You look uncomfortable. I understand. An unknown deity on my ship unnerves me. And he pours drink, hands it to you.
Is he trying to get you drunk?
I mean, I'm not drinking it. I'm just leaving.
I have been around a very, very long time, and I know of deities that have never walked in this courier, so I just wish to know a name.
What? And I'm really, really careful with my words. But I'm like, can I quickly insight check him to know if he's like, I don't really know.
What his intentions
Yeah.
are?
See
Okay.
if he's like trustworthy, real quick.
Sure.
5 checks.
Oh, I have +8 on that, so it's 12.
He's been. I would say that this is the first time he seemed. As much as you guys were doing some stuff that was a massive culmination for him, right now he seems a little more urgent.
Urgent.
Like before, it was excitement. It was we're cracking a code. That he was riding the wave with the rest of you, and this one seems more like this has been bugging him, kind of thing.
What? Well, are you? Are you at all familiar with the Sailor of the Stars?
Yes.
Really?
Well,
it's me.
Who told you this?
He did.
Okay. He's gonna see if he believes you.
It's not really
It's not a lie.
No, it's not. But okay. Would you mind if I take your hand and try and understand the nature of your connection.
How?
This is something that I can do.
Okay. This is weird.
So he quickly takes your hand.
Can I want to watch his face intently.
Sure.
While he's doing whatever. And,
His
try and
hands are
read it
very
as he's doing it.
cold. They're cold enough that they kind of shock you, and you see that patch on his hand, and he takes your hand quite gently in his big long hands. Takes a breath.
How many times do you want to say hand?
Sorry. He closes his eyes, and his skin's so pale up this close it's almost translucent. And then he steps back and takes his hands away, and his expression was neutral and just one of concentration. In the Lunaric Sea, there are two lost and long unworshipped. You said the Sailor of the Stars, also known as the Fisherman of Worlds, the Starstorm, and Nuravon.
Yeah.
Well, they have no will upon you, and you are free, I can tell. So, that is acceptable to me.
Are you like Sentinel?
What does that mean?
Are you a warlock?
Are you allowed to ask people that?
Well, if I'm giving you my secrets, you got to give me yours.
He rolling it. I'm not even let you roll. He looks very taken aback, and I see as I've put myself in a difficult position because yes, it is only fair. Yes, I am, and I will not be disclosing.
Who's your sugar daddy?
And that is where we'll end. Thanks for joining us. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram and listen to us wherever you get your podcasts.